Hey there, Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, Sagittarius Rising. Welcome to your reading for 2024. We're going to do an overview here. We're going to start with looking at some of the astrological events that you should really be paying attention to, and how can you use those. This totally makes sense. And then we're going to do a 9-card spread and kind of really get into the weeds of it, and then pull some cards for some different aspects that you can use and things to really lean into this year. So just give me a second here to get this last one out. They're being a little sticky. Here. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me the space to do. Sagittarius season is my 12th house, and it is a time when I really have to pull my energy in because I don't have much to spare. And so thank you for being patient while I took this time off from YouTube here. So, okay, so you have Jupiter as the planet to pay attention to. It is your ruling planet. It will be opposing your sign. It moves into Gemini this spring, toward the end of May there, and it'll spend about a year there opposing your sign as it moves through there. So Jupiter is definitely about expanding your energy, but with it opposing you, it almost feels as though you're gonna, okay, so, this is interesting because you have Aries. Okay, so Aries is where the North Node is. It's also in the energy of a trine to you and in the energy of choice and decision making with Gemini. And so I almost feel like things that you're passionate about, that you get fired up about, that kind of energy can be actually migrated through Aries and flow to you. And I think it softens this energy of Jupiter opposing you. And plus, Jupiter is your ruling planet. So it's going to be about making a lot of choices and being able to see things from multiple sides. But this year is going to be very important that people remember to use research, something that you're really good at. Doing the research, the higher learning to get the full picture, right? And so maybe that distance will give you a broader vantage point to see things. And you have the 11th house. The 11th house rules our connection to other people. It is the web, right? So it can be communication through the internet, but it is the web. It is sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know kind of energy that comes through. So and it's also really where we can we have the freedom to express who we are, to find frequencies of other people that relate to us. So finding that new group of people that now resonate with who you are could be a thing that comes up here. So you could be expanding your network, your social network, your business network this year, doing it through things that are creative, right? Aries energy, and fire you up and that you're passionate about. And it's also because the North Node is moving through there. It's a new direction that you want to move into. So I actually think that the energies are very it feels prosperous. So prosperous. Thank you. So we have here little sentences that come across in these cards. So we have the granting of energies to meet the challenge of freedom. And freedom is also definitely something I associate with the energy of Sagittarius. This is the 11th house. This is Aquarius, and the freedom to be who you are, to communicate how you are. Like, don't be the boss of me. And we've got Pluto moving into that sign, and so those things are going to come up. And so, but I always get this energy from Sagittarius that I just want to be free. I just want to run free. Let me go. Don't want to be tethered down. And so there's some energy about that. So breaking free from expectations and norms of other people is something that you may have the energy and the vitality enough to do this year. We have blessings from your desires regarding associations. And so if you're interested in joining a new club or organization, or if there's a new place you want to work, or some kind of a new networking situation that you want, there's something good going to come out of that. So don't hold yourself back. Go ahead and explore those things, those opportunities this year. We have good fortune resulting from the honesty and strength of your circle of friends. I love this. Your friends will have your back. Your friends will have your back. So that's maybe not all your friends, but the ones that are really important, that tight circle of friends that've got your back. So we have learn or teach your willpower for humanity's sake. You have to curb your impulsivity, sometimes for the greater good. So it's as though it's temperance, right? It's bringing things together. So your willpower, your desire to do something is great, but there needs to be. It says to learn or did I write tame? It's learn or teach your willpower. No, this is about you controlling yourself for the greater good. So some of the stuff that you want freedom to do or the impulsivity to do, you're going to have to stop and take a moment to look and see who else does that affect. What is the wider circle out? So you got you, and then there's just the intimate circle, and there's going to be a need to kind of look at it from a bigger point of view in order to see just what all the knock-on effects are of the changes that you want to make. You have be positive about what you think you know about your hopes and your wishes. Well, okay. Just be you, Sagittarius. Go ahead and be optimistic. There's never anything wrong with that. Okay, grow. When people say, oh, you're too optimistic, I say there is no such thing, okay? Being optimistic is not the same thing as having false hope. It's not the same thing. Optimism is where you see that there's positive outcome, and if you really believe it, you manifest it and create it. It would be important to have the best information available with which to make a decision about where you're going to throw your optimism, right? But don't let anybody tell you optimism is bad. They're wrong. Okay, so grow and expand, do it your own way, and do it for the future. You got something that you want to expand out, and do it your way, though. Be free to be who you are. I love your cards. These are so great. Okay, so Sag, just be you. Just be you, your beautiful, optimistic, energetic self. Do it for the greater good of all. Make sure that what you're planning to do isn't selfish and self-centered. But you know, in that you take a pause and you take a look to see that it's almost like the do no harm, right? If it's not really going to harm anybody, then why not? And so it's more about the why not. And if there's not a good, strong why not, then that's, yeah, go ahead and do it. Wow. There is a lot of naked ambition here. I can't show you all these cards. YouTube has a problem with that. Oh, I love that you got that. All right. Wow, Sag. Nice. I thought Virgo had a good reading. Then you guys come along. Okay, so mutable signs actually not having a bad go of it this year. So I think that's because Jupiter is in a mutable sign, and it doesn't have to go into square with anything this year. So that's kind of nice, and so there you go. Pluto is going to trine Jupiter, so things that need to be changed or whatever have an opportunity to really be expanded. Yeah, okay. So you have the Star card. The Star card here. So here's the thing. I don't really look at the tarot the way the rest of the world does. I think they go in order. I think the sun and the moon is about your intuition, and it is about the cycle of where we have the winter solstice, and the sun is about the summer solstice, and so it's the level of vitality and where you should be expanding your energy, which would put the Star card in the Pisces area, not Aquarius. That's how I look at it. I think the Tower is Aquarius, so it's not what everybody else thinks, but it's definitely the energy that I get off of them every time, and I'm going to trust myself, right? Because we're in new energy. We're in the age of Aquarius. And Rider-Waite and Aleister Crowley, they did their definitions based on Piscean energy. We're in new energy, and there's more information. So, make your own choices here. But to me, the star card here is about the healing. And you can see this here. We've got her coming up out of the water. She's healing herself and she's healing others. That is Piscean energy. And this is something that is on your mind. What is it you want to heal for yourself and for the world around you at large? This is very, again, that optimistic and expansion. To me, the Empress is Mother Gaia. I don't believe it is assigned to a sign. I think it's the Earth. We got the Earth, the Sun, and the Moon. That's what I think. So here we go. We've got Mother Gaia. How do you transform your life this year? Is by getting grounded and getting in touch with the threes are showing up all over your sign. So it's about growth. It's about Mother Gaia. It's about creation. You have this massive creation energy going on here because the key to the situation here is the Three of Pentacles. What do you want to create? What do you want to grow? Look at the green that he's painting onto this divine feminine energy of healing. This healing feminine energy, and the overall energy is the Three of Wands. And again, we have this feminine energy. It's at night. She's watching the stars, and the moon. And so there is a lot of this. And even Mother Gaia here is being shown in the darkness. And she's showing on here the cycles of the moon on her scepter. And here we have what looks like, I think, a solar eclipse that has passed. Because it is dark, but or is that a full moon? That might just be a full moon. Super bright. And so there is this intuition, like even the darkness here, there's a lot of night going on here. And so for you, this is about what did you get in touch with during this darkest part of the year? What did it inspire in you? What do you want to expand? What do you want to grow? What are your dreams? You have these threes. So these are the lower echo of the Empress. And so this is energy around expansion, around your dreams and manifesting it and bringing it into reality. You have the card of Judgment in the area of resources. Again, we have the night, but the light is shining on it. This is that optimism. This is knowing intuitively which lights to follow, which is great because you have the Seven of Cups over here and what is possibly draining your energy. There's a lot of options. And so it is going to be your discernment when you go in, when you go inside and you really talk to yourself this year and you listen to yourself this year. And when you trust yourself this year, that is going to allow you to follow the light toward the direction that you want to go in. Because the challenge of the Five of Cups here is not optimism, right? It's the exact opposite. And in this one, all 5 cups are tipped over. So this year we can look out at the world and look at all the craziness, and there's going to be a lot of crazy. And it's not nearly as much crazy as we're going to get over the next 3 years either. So the craziness is happening. And you can either let that determine, the energy you immerse yourself in is the energy that, what you feed, you are what you eat. The energy that you eat. And so, and I'm not saying don't know what's going on in the world. I do think you do need to know. I think you need to know by observing headlines, or I like to get my news from Seth Meyer, or, I will scroll on YouTube real quick through all the headlines and everything, and I try not to click on very much anymore because all it does is go, oh gosh, it's really stressing me out. I want to know what's happening. I do. But I find that this 24-hour news cycle, they just keep regurgitating the same thing over and over and over again. And if you watch one thing, you've seen it all anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So you just basic idea of what's happening, what's going on in the world, what's happening over here, what's going on over there. And it feels very much like this is this kind of energy. It feels like you should pretend that it is that little appetizer table that they put out before the wedding, where there's just a little bit of food and you're not supposed to have a lot. You just have a little nibble. It's not an all-you-can-eat buffet. That will make you sick. And so energetically, don't be sick. So you got to stay in the optimism and and see how bright the light is here on this 5 of Cups. right? This is the world out there where all the activity and everything is going on. But your inner world is calm, and it is peaceful, and it is healing, and it is hopeful. And that's where you want to be. And so we have this energy of the Five of Wands in your heart space. I think there's going to be this inner battle. This is an inner struggle about which dragon you feed this year. Fear or hope. Fear or love, right? So focus on what it is you want to grow, what it is you want to manifest, what it is you want to create, because the action to take, and again, we have the dark. And that bright light is coming off of the sunflower, the creative thing that he is carrying forward that has seeds. And this is aligning your intention with your action, moving forward in the direction that you want to go based on what your dreams and what your goals are. You are lighting the way forward. And this Ace of Swords, again, it's the dark, and he's sitting there in meditation to discern and to decide what is true for him. And there's sitting on the top here on the hilt of the sword are two owls of wisdom. And again, the moon. And so there is this energy this year for you, Sagittarius, to not dwell too long in the energy external to you, and to instead focus on your internal light and use that for your guiding light to move yourself forward in your life. And that is not to say that you don't work with your significant other or whatever. I'm not saying that. I am just saying that it is so easy. And with Jupiter in Gemini, that is going to mean a big expansion of energy, right? And Gemini will skim the top of stuff and think they know enough about it, and then they keep moving on. And there's also, well, it could be this or it could be that, right? Both sides of issues. And so what is real and what is truth, and actually what is truth for you is really all that's important. But there's a lot going on out there. And so that Jupiter energy out there is kind of, in Gemini, is kind of a very tricky energy to navigate this year. And the way we're going to all navigate this energy is by really strengthening our connection with our higher self, by being willing to do our own research, by pulling our energy in from the external when it's too much, and focusing on what it is that we want to manifest. Usually in the Three of Pentacles, you'll have three people. We have one creating their own vision. And so I think there's a little bit of a tug of war going on in your heart. Look at this. I mean, that's a beautiful card about staying in your heart. And then we have the air and the water dragon, right? This is the emotional energy around the information. Okay, so the 7, that's the heart. Let's see what it has to say. It says heart, mind, right? And so does the air and water dragon. That's the heart-mind connection. And you have in your heart, you have 40,000 brain cells. That's the mind you should be using. Your intuitive mind. It's so much more powerful. It actually puts out more of an electrical pulse than your brain does. It's a much better brain to be using. So learning to operate from the heart is one of the single most important things we can do. And this year, for you, you really need to do that, okay? Because there's going to be information overload, and it's just going to get worse. So if we can do it this year, well, there's so much information flying around, and we learn how to do that, we'll be ready for next year. So it is now time to activate your heart chakra to do its fullest potential. Spirit is asking you to take time to sit within the energy of your heart. Learn to breathe through your heart while meditating by focusing your breath in your heart. Air and water dragon. Love that. Feel the loving energy that you inhale and allow it to fill you. Let each exhale also be love-filled, and feel this love filling the space around you. Through this daily practice, you become one with heart and mind, operating fully from a place of love. And the best defense is an offense this year. That offense is coming from strengthening your connection with your higher self and strengthening your unconditional love. So here we go. We got this air and water dragon. Helps you to connect to the higher frequency. Trust your intuition, develop your psychic abilities, be open to enlightenment, and express your inner song. That is what is happening here. That is all they're saying here. That is the biggest thing here, is explore your inner world and your unconditional love for yourself, and be willing to chase down your dreams. Create the visions that are in your heart, not from fear, but from love. We're going to create from love this year. So, you know, I am offering a course. It's only open to 10 people. I have to keep it small because it's going to be very intimate, but it's called My Chart. There's more information in the description box below, but it is an opportunity for you to learn astrology of your own chart. And where are your strengths? Where are your weaknesses? Where are the gifts? What are the obstacles that you are likely to encounter? And what are the things that you have that will help you to overcome them? And so this is an opportunity for you to also connect in more with yourself through this process. And so I really do invite you to check it out. While you have Jupiter showed up again here. That's so fun. And so this is the thing. This is an opportunity to really, you know, it's one way to do it. Meditation, guided meditations. There's so many other opportunities. If you want more information about the class, though, that is in the description box below. I also have it on my Facebook group, Moon Directed Tarot. You should come over and check that out, because we're going to be doing a little more soul work and development work coming up here, and that'll be open to the group. That's the only place I will announce it. And so just coming over and being a member of that group will allow you to have access to choosing what works for you and what doesn't work for you. So this one is called the Teacher, Jupiter. And I want to look here because there was one of them that said something about teaching, and I want to learn or teach for humanity's sake. I mean, learn or teach your willpower. The Chariot is the willpower. This is the card of willpower. It opposes, Cancer opposes Capricorn on the zodiacal wheel, and Capricorn is represented by the devil, and the devil is really just fear. And so when we learn to overcome our fears, to climb the obstacle of our fear, to get to the top of the mountain, that is how you use that Capricorn energy. That is the lesson of that. Because I also feel like all the Major Arcana are about the lessons to be learned. And so in Cancer energy, you have the willpower to drive forward with your intentions in alignment with your actions. So if there's something you want, so this is really simple. Okay. January, everybody's like, oh, I'm going to lose weight this year. Well, you can have all the great intentions you want, but that is the intention. Are your actions in alignment with that intention? And are they sustainable for the long haul, right? So you have to, it's not about, I'm going to go on a juice cleanse it's supposed to be a 3-day juice cleanse, but I'm losing weight on it, so I'm going to do it for 3 weeks. And I know people who do that. And then they hurt themselves. They create long-term damage with their metabolism cycles. And so, you know, if you want to do a 1 or 2 day cleanse, I can see that, the benefits of that. And extending that is not good, right? And so it has to be something that's sustainable. So it's about making better choices on a daily basis. Are your actions in alignment with your intentions as you move forward, right? And so you have this card of Jupiter that says the Teacher, to know is to grow. And what are you supposed to know and grow? The connection with your heart, right? Breathing through your heart, making decisions through your heart, and also using your willpower for humanity's sake. And right now, what that really means, in my opinion, is that if we as individuals can look at the world with more love and less fear, and trust me, the way they're going to try to manipulate and control us is through fear. I mean, what headlines get clicked on, right? It's the ones that are chaotic and scary and everything, right? And so instead, optimistic Sagittarius, if you guys succumb to the fear and you guys, what a loss. There would be a massive loss, because right now Everybody has to become more optimistic and more love-based and less fear-based. And it's going to become more and more challenging over the next 4 or 5 years. And so if Sagittarius, so we need each of the signs to step into their power and be this is what Mother Gaia needs from us right now. This feels like a big assignment for humanity that you are being handed. And I hope that you will accept. They're asking you to be the joy bringers that you are. That's super important, right? And you had Aries, another fire sign. The fire signs, and then we get this kind of like a Leo energy popping up here too. Look, it is the fire of passion and compassion and optimism and unconditional love that is going to save this planet from the self-destruction that we're seem to be headed toward. And I'm not asking you to live in fear. I'm asking you to see your power, to see the power that you have to change this. And this year, Mother Gaia is asking you to help transform the world by connecting to your own heart and doing something that brings you joy. Making choices and decisions from the heart about what it is you want to create, how you want to see the world in that beautiful, optimistic light that you guys do. To see all the love in the world, to see all the hope. That is what your mission is, should you choose to accept it this year, is to just focus on what brings joy and what brings hope. And the more people that do this, eventually that energy will tip the balance, the scale, in favor of love. We can only do our own stuff. We can't change what anybody else is thinking. You're not going to talk anybody into anything else. Don't let people talk you into things. You be the teacher. You show the world through your sense of self-empowerment, through your sense of self, through your optimism, through your own hope and your vision of the future of what it can be, by living it, by creating your vision, and just let people see it. Your life will be a piece of art for others to enjoy and admire and aspire to. And that's all you have to do, is just be you. So, you have labradorite, of course you do, and rutilated quartz. So that fiery energy, right? I am grateful for my vital life force provides me with the energy and motivation to live life to the fullest. Just be Sagittarius on steroids. That's all we're asking. Improve energy levels, increase your life force, maintain focus, increase feelings of self-empowerment, amplify courage and confidence. Dip into that fiery, passionate energy. Don't let yourself get caught up in the BS that's being spewed at us, trying to scare us into submission so the dark forces win. And the only way to defeat the dark is to light a candle. Be a candle. That's all. Right? Dark cannot stand before the light. And then you have labradorite to connect more with spirit, which all we're seeing here, right? So I take time for reflection and see life from a higher perspective. Oversee life from a greater perspective, reflect on inner light, develop consistent spiritual practices, increase your spiritual awareness, and meditate regularly. Connect in through your heart. Breathe through your heart. And I almost feel like Sagittarius, they're asking you to be the heart. Right? Because they ask you to breathe through the heart and then expand that energy. When you inhale through the heart, you're breathing in love. And when you exhale, they're asking you to breathe out love. And so they're just asking you to connect in and breathe love, unconditional love and optimism, and a passion for life out into the world, because we need you. It's a big mission. All right, guys, I would love to see you over in my Facebook group. But more than anything, I want to see your light shining out there. Go do something fun this year. Be fun, be filled with joy. And don't let the bastards get you. I don't know what movie that's from. I just have a client that always quotes that to me. He's like, don't let the bastards get you. And that's what I feel like here, Sagittarius. Don't let the Five of Cups energy. That is, don't. There's so much positive here. There's so much positive. And if anyone can handle positive and put it out there, it's you. It's you. All right, Sagittarius, you have a great year. And I will be back here soon on a regular basis. Do come over to Moon Directed Tarot Facebook group. There will be online meditations I'm going to be doing until at least for a while here, and there's also some other things. And so just come over and join us and bring your shiny little optimistic light there. I'd love to have you there. All right, take care. I'll talk to you soon.